Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dockery Docket podcast, the podcast where we don't like kings at all. We don't like kings in America. We don't like kings in England. We don't like kings anywhere. But do you see me protesting? No, you don't. So it seems like I'm a little late to this No Kings protest party, which were a bunch of protests that happened across the country on October 18th. Now here's the thing about the No Kings protest. It absolutely makes no sense at all. A, our country is a democratic republic. B, we've never had a king in this country at all. Ever. From the founding to now, no kings. C, Donald Trump has never claimed that he's wanted to be a king or a dictator. I know you're gonna pull that clip where he said that he wanted to be a dictator on day one. Listen, that was a joke. The only thing that Donald Trump is the king of is trolling. But Donald Trump wanting to be the king of the United States isn't going to happen, as a lot of people were asking Donald Trump if he actually wanted to be a king, or he felt like he was a king, and he's like, no, I don't feel like I'm a king, I feel disrespected, and these protests don't even make any sense. I mean, just look at Donald Trump's track record and tell me if it's a king. He ran for president in a primary with other people where he was voted as the nominee, and then he won the 2016 election and then won the 2024 election with 77 million people voting for him. In the 2024 election, he won the popular vote, the Electoral College, and all 7 swing states. I mean, what a terrible king. Doesn't Donald Trump know that he could have just claimed to be the king of America and then people just let him in? Now, the interesting thing about these No King protests is that it's not just happening in the United States, as it is happening across the entire world for some weird reason. As other countries have decided to protest Donald Trump to help and support the poor, oppressed American people. As Canada had No Kings protests, which doesn't make any sense at all. Have they even looked at their money? Guess who's on their money? A monarch, Queen Elizabeth, and soon to be King Charles. I'm not sure if that's switched over yet. I think it has, but anyway, there's a monarch on their money. Along with that, Britain also joined in on the fun with their No Kings protest. But wait a minute, they actually have a real king, so they had to call it something different. So instead they called it the No Tyrants protest. I mean, they can't be disrespectful to their king. That's their king. They have to love their king. But I mean, America's king, the king that doesn't even exist, is a tyrant and is evil? That doesn't make sense. A lot of politicians also joined in on the fun. I can't talk about all of them, but my favorite one has to be Nancy Pelosi, who really showed it to Donald Trump by breaking a plastic crown in half. Take a look at this.
I'm going to tear up the crown.
I mean, thank goodness she did that. We are so lucky. I'm so thankful for Nancy Pelosi for doing that, because if she didn't do that, then the next day Donald Trump was going to declare himself king and take over America. I'm also glad that the crown didn't snap her in half. You also realize that Nancy Pelosi has been in office since 1987, right? She's more of a monarch than Donald Trump has ever been. And it's not just Nancy Pelosi that has been in office for years. Many Republicans are old and have been in office for a very long time and haven't given up power, and that seems very monarchical. I think that's the right word. It seems very much like a monarchy. And it's not just Nancy Pelosi. There are several Republicans that are super old and have been in office for a very long time that won't give up power. That seems a lot like a monarchy. Unlike Donald Trump, who won the election, served for 4 years, lost the next one, ran again in 2024, won that election, and is now serving his term now. Donald Trump and other presidents get 8 years if they win 2 terms. But for Nancy Pelosi and other people that are in the Congress or the Senate or the House, get years, decades to be in office. Now, I will say that I was a little bit upset at Mike Johnson for claiming that this protest was going to be a Hate America rally. Now, I can agree that I don't think that these people know what they're doing and they don't know what they're protesting for. However, calling it a Hate America rally just made more people want to go out and protest. And also, I believe in the First Amendment, and these people are allowed to go out and protest, even if it is for something silly or dumb or stupid. And because of what Mike Johnson said, and also because this was plastered everywhere on social media, a lot of people did show up and protest. Some of them were older, but you know, old folks have to do stuff too. We had people dressed up in old colonial time clothes saying that they were king-free since 1776, which is interesting because we had a whole summer where leftists were tearing down statues. But now they care about the Constitution, now they care about our republic. It's weird. Now, in a surprising twist, this protest was actually very peaceful, which is something that I'm very happy about. I mean, in this political climate where things seem to be so divided, it's nice to know that people can go out on the street, they can protest, and not a lot of people got harmed or hurt or injured. Most of the violence came from threats from people in the crowd, like this man who got a little bit carried away.
You gotta grab a gun! We gotta turn around the guns on this fascist system! These ICE agents gotta get shot and wiped out! The state machinery, that's a full display right there, has to get wiped out.
Yeah, I wouldn't really recommend shooting ICE agents. That seems like a recipe for disaster. Also, there was a big theme of guillotines that was going around in this protest. One protester said, "Feed me," with a guillotine on it. Another one had a MAGA hat right next to him. I wonder what that's supposed to mean. And then there were these guys who were having fun with Cheetos. Okay, now this can just be a silly joke. This can just be people playing around and having a good time. But you know what they're trying to say. They called Donald Trump Cheeto Man, so when they're destroying Cheetos, it means that they're trying to kill Donald Trump and Republicans. I might be thinking deep into that, but that's what they're saying. And the other posters as well seem to show that they want to kill Trump and they want to kill Republicans as well. And the thing is with the whole guillotine situation, I don't think anyone wants what happens in the French Revolution to happen today, because that time was very violent and scary. You thought you were on the right side of history. You thought you said all the right things. You say one wrong thing and all of a sudden the whole entire crowd turns against you and your head is in the blocks. That was a bad time. We don't want that here. Another theme that was expressed by these different protesters was the idea of fascism and Nazism, and that we are living in a fascist Nazi time right now, and we need to beat it up and fight back against fascism. People were posting images of Indiana Jones punching a Nazi and saying, "Well, I've been against Nazis from a very young age because Indiana Jones told me to punch Nazis." Now, I agree with the protesters. I think we should be fighting fascism and Nazism 100%. But my question is simple. Who are the Nazis? Well, apparently it's Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans. The party that wants limited government, the party that wants the government out of your life, the government that is for law and order, the party that wants people to come into our country legally, the party that is against tyranny is apparently fascist? That doesn't make any sense at all. How is that even possible? How could so many people fall for the lie that Republicans are terrible, evil Nazis? Well, it's the media and also the politicians claiming that the Republicans are evil, terrible, racist Nazis. And they also believe that anyone that isn't to the left or is just a little bit to the right is a Nazi, is a fascist. What if I told you that fascism is an ideology that isn't even close to the Republican Party platform? I mean, it is night and day different from Hitler to Donald Trump. They're two separate people, night and day different. And it just cracks me up because these people don't know what a king is, they don't know what a fascist is, they don't know what a Nazi is, and heck, they don't even know what women are. And it is honestly just so sad that they are protesting for literally nothing. Because soon the protest ended. Everyone went home, their picket signs were put away, and what changed? Absolutely nothing. Donald Trump is still the president of the United States, and he will be for the next 3 years. He isn't a king. He isn't a dictator. He is just the president of the United States that was elected by the American people. And all that these people did in this protest was waste time. So more than likely in Donald Trump's next 3 years of his term in office, there will be more No Kings protests. And it will get annoying, all the posts that we see on social media, but we just have to let them do it. But we know that what they're doing is absolutely meaningless. They are just mad that they lost an election, they lost in a terrible landslide, and now they don't have power, so they're trying to get the power back. And we cannot let that happen. And with that, I just want to thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Dockery Docket. And until next time, like my mom always says, be good, be kind, be loving, goodbye.